The night is wet, so is the hustle and bustle of the city. Wenjuan lies on his back in an old-fashioned private hotel at the train station, in a very small single room on the third floor. The back is against the cool bedboard. The room is too small to hold even a little worry. The sound from all directions outside the window is pressed in layers. Travelers from the north and the south chatted and laughed with accents. I don't know which room came from. The crisp sound at the card table. There's even a few quirky African tones. Filthy old building in a mess. He shouldn't have stayed here tonight. The last train has long left the platform. No car at night, nowhere to go. He had to settle for this rundown little hotel. Survive this long rainy night. The old clock hands on the wall have been stagnant for years. A thick layer of dust. Time seems to have lost its meaning here. Every second drags on, long enough to create an illusion. This whole night, maybe a lifetime. Suddenly, 3 taps on the door came, light and brittle, like a needle piercing the dead silence of the room. Wenxuan is half asleep and half awake. Unprepared, he got up and opened the door. 2 figures stood at the door. The older one is the innkeeper, over 50 years old, with a round face, with a touch of sophistication, gentle eyebrows, but shrewd, the years having grayed fine lines in the corners of her eyes. A faint aroma lingers around the body, quiet and mending. Standing beside her was a young woman, about 20 years old, slender and fair, just washed hair, jet black and wet hair on the side of the neck. Her delicate eyebrows were filled with cowardice. A light shampoo aroma spread. It slightly diluted the murky smell in the corridor. There is a similarity between the two's eyebrows and eyes, with a kind of kinship tenderness. When Juan's voice was low and cold, something was wrong. The lady boss said gently, "Young man, it's boring to spend the night alone. Let her sit and chat with you to relieve fatigue." Wenjuan gently rubbed his fingertips against his pocket. He shook his head lightly. "No, thank you." The young woman's voice is soft and cramped, inexpensive. 500 a night. The 2 of us will accompany you for only 1,000. See you sitting alone. Wenjuan lowered his head and smiled bitterly silently, gently coughed. He raised his hand, waved it, and rejected them. The 2 turned around silently. The sound of footsteps gradually disappeared in the dark corridor. The door is closed, but it cannot isolate the hustle and bustle outside. The screen of the phone lit up, showing that it was already 2 in the morning. He had slept shallowly for 2 hours. At this moment, my mind is clear and I have no sleep. The couple next door heard messy and ambiguous movements, mixed with the sudden sound of rain falling outside the window. The rain is beating against the window, and the night is confused. This strange scene, trance sound, deja vu, totally unfamiliar. The absurdity of the world is mostly like this. Wenjuan got up and tidied up his clothes, pushed the door and walked out of the room. At 2:30 in the morning, the corridor of the old building is narrow and deep. The walls are damp, and the ground is covered with fine rainwater. The lights are dim and flickering. The corridor is narrow and depressing, and the end connects to the street. The city outside is brightly lit. The neon light stretches for miles. The light is grand and magnificent, but I can't get any light into this old and rundown residential area. It was a short staircase, and he walked very slowly. At the end of the darkness is the bustling city, and on the verge of prosperity, there is such a desolation that no one cares about. The drizzle is continuous, but it does not fall suddenly. The night market neighborhood in front of the station is still lively and hot. Fireworks fill the void of the night. The night market is spread out along the street. The lights are scattered, and the steam is curling. The train tracks are close at hand, and from time to time there is a heavy whistle roar. In the open space on the street, there were even a few homeless people curled up to rest. The rain is drizzling, but they are unobstructed. Just sleep quietly in the rain. There are many stalls, and the fireworks of chaos imitation night porridge stalls are warm. The diners were speaking in a local accent. The fire of the barbecue stall jumps. The voices are noisy. Lindo Ramen shop is steaming hot. Travelers from all over the world gather, and all kinds of things are. Wang Xuan avoids the noisy crowd, went to the most secluded corner, and sat down. He said to the stall owner, "Boss, a bowl of noodle soup with ribs." The stall owner got busy. The soup in the soup pot was bubbling, and the heat was rising. After a while, a thin figure emerged from the darkness. It was a little girl of 12 or 13. He was thin and weak, and his old clothes were dirty and wrinkled. Thin ponytail covered with rain dust. The hair is yellow and messy. She held a rusty tin box in both hands. Standing timidly at the table, there is a clean purity in the bottom of my eyes. Wen Xuan looked up and looked around the street. Make sure no suspicious people are coercing her in the dark. He slowly took out the $10 bill, gently put in the iron box. He asked softly. There was a trace of tenderness in his tone that he didn't even notice. "Did someone let you out?" The little girl shook her head gently. The voice is soft and clear. "No, uncle." Wen Xuan asked again, "Do you want to eat some hot noodle soup?" The little girl smiled lightly. "Pure and well-behaved. Thank you, uncle. No need." After saying that, the little girl jumped and turned around. The small figure disappeared into the crowd of fireworks. Continued to ask other diners for help in good faith. Wang Xuan looked at the girl's distant back, and his heart was gently sour. He knows very well that a child of this age is running out at night, mostly involuntarily. He would rather believe this is what her loved ones have no choice but to do because of the poverty of life. I don't want to think that there is malice in the world. Such a childish purity. The most hurtful thing about poverty is never the lack of food and clothing. It's that it can easily crush the dignity of ordinary people. The world is full of suffering. I hope that little glimmer is always there. Don't dry out all your suffering naked. Leave a trace of tenderness. Leave an inch of hope. The world is worth our efforts. The fireworks in the night market are still hot, and the rain is still soft. At this moment, Wen Xuan's half-life impatience. It seems that everything has settled down. The easiest place to get lost. Never a long way away. It's the desire of the heart, the trace of luck. It's that unwilling, ordinary heart. Wang Xuan stands on the pedestrian bridge in the early morning light. The steel frame of the bridge is old, and the railing is slightly cool. The bridge deck is windy and empty. The morning mist shrouded the city. The sky is gray and clear. There was more traffic under the bridge. The morning light is dim, and the buildings in the distance are undulating, light and dark. There are sporadic pedestrians hurrying on the bridge deck. Occasionally, there are frustrated people standing on the fence. Let go of yourself in silence. Many years ago, this flyover hid the absurdity of his countless youth. There have been too many young people like him. In order to pursue the ultimate relaxation for a while, addicted to the false pleasures brought by those fluttering good things, injecting and sucking flour in the crowd under the hot sun, overdrawn body, wasted life, day after day, sinking and not waking up, finally withered, confused, like a puppet. Let passers be avoided. And it's happening year after year. Every time Wang Xuan passes by here, he sighs in his heart. They were all so young and beautiful. I used to be in high spirits, but it was just a greedy thought. It's flammable for half of my life. It was a light choice. In the end, I will pay for it with all the regret of the rest of my life. The world is full of desires, flashy eyes. More and more young people are impatient with mediocrity and unwilling to endure hardship. It's too hard to wake up, too easy to sink. So countless people are in the dilemma of reality. Chose a short and vain liberation. See anesthesia as redemption. Treat indulgence as freedom. Most of the people at the bottom are living a hard life. They work hard and run from year to year. but it's hard to resist the ups and downs of life. Some people work hard all their lives, but they are still ordinary and poor. Over time, people become impatient. Everyone wants to find shortcuts to get lucky. There's a popular joke about self-deprecation. It is impossible to work part-time, only gambling. Many ordinary people believe that hard work cannot change their destiny. I'm counting on the fluke of the game. In their eyes, gaming is the lowest cost, the fastest ladder to turn over. No need to suffer, no need to endure years. Once you turn the tables, you can get out of poverty. But the cruelest truth in the world has never been heard. All the game patterns have long been locked up by the general trend. In the face of vast rules and capital, ordinary people's luck, it's really insignificant. The so-called change of fate against the sky is just a dream of self-paralysis. If you win, you will be greedy. If you lose, you will be obsessed. In this back and forth sinking, exhausted wealth, exhausted youth, and I spent my whole life. So-called confrontation with fate, it's called mediocrity. If not by perseverance, not by diligence, just rely on that illusory fluke. It's all in vain. Wenjuan held the cool railing, and the morning breeze blew. It seemed to brush away the depression in his heart. The confusion of half a lifetime seems to be transparent at this moment. All difficulties are caused by greed. All downturns are born of luck. The night is dark. The rain is pouring. The rain curtain blurs the view of the whole city. The compartment of the long-distance bus is dark and cool. The seats are old, but the air is moist and fresh. The wipers on the windows swing from side to side, repeatedly wiping away the torrential rain. Outside the car window, the city lights are continuous. It looks hazy and gentle in the rain and fog. The distant mountains are still and vast in the night. Heavy rain, long road ahead. The darkness and dampness in this compartment, exactly the same as when he first came to the city many years ago. Once upon a time, he was young and impulsive, deep obsession, unwilling to be ordinary, fear of hardship, obsessed with so-called shortcuts, always want to go to the sky, always thinking about getting lucky. As a result, the years were wasted and I trapped myself. In fact, it's not that fate is mean, but people are always greedy for falsehood and give up stability. The bus slowly exits the city. The wind and rain gradually faded away, and the haze in his heart, it seems to be scattered. After the rain, the sky is clear. The morning light is breaking. It is born into the sun and moves forward steadily.